So let's begin with a bow. I once again want to welcome everybody who's participating in this Dathün remotely. And I'm very happy to be able to engage you again and do some conversation. We have some very good questions from folks, and we'll just jump in. At the end of the program, I want to tell you a little bit about the full range of what's been going on here for you, and I'll defer that for now. So, Jessica?
Okay. Our next question is from Mahapatra in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
I work with cancer patients in the last stage of sickness. The somatic practice is my portal in this work. Can you speak on the subject of death, Reggie? I sense this will deepen my love affair with life itself, too.
Well, as practitioners in this lineage, and I can, especially say that at this point in the Dathün, we become very familiar with the cycle of life and death that I've been talking about in our everyday existence. That there are periods of time when we feel that we are being dismantled and we are losing all of our adult capacity, and we're descending into a dark world that is unfamiliar and sometimes very painful. And then we come through that, and then life is reborn in us. And having disintegrated, we experience a period of integration. Having been dysregulated, we experience a process of coming together and regulation. And we understand very deeply that the spiritual journey itself is a process, never-ending process of living and dying and living and dying in that way. And the process of physical death is really no different from that. And so we begin to realize that to die physically is the same basic process that we've been through so many times on our spiritual journey, only it's more extreme and it's more complete. As I mentioned in a recent talk, when we do these very, very deep practices, we begin to discover a dimension of ourselves that truly is beyond birth and death. I was talking about the immortals in Taoism, and I was saying, if you remember, that the immortals, they become immortal because they begin to realize that what they truly are, their deepest identification, is with their timeless infinite depth of their own person. When you identify with that eternal aspect of yourself that truly is beyond birth and death, and when you experience it as a present and very experiential reality, then death doesn't really become a problem. Death is painful for everyone, including very realized people. It's a very painful process. But it's what disappears isn't what's real. And we know this from our practice, and we know it in our everyday life. I think when you, as a caregiver and a healer, are with people in the last stages of cancer, if you have that experience of life and death, you don't even have to talk to them about it. You will bring a kind of confidence into your work that in their process, and an ability to receive everything they're going through without freaking out, without withdrawing, without hesitation, and without doubt. And that will transmit beautifully to them. Sometimes you'll be with people with whom you can talk about these matters. These will be likely people who may surprise you. They may not even be spiritual practitioners, but they may have some understanding about that. And if you're tuned into them, you can talk to them, remembering that for them to be able to talk in this way is an unbelievable gift, because most likely in their process, the people around them have been far more freaked out about their dying process than they are, whether it's family members or hospital people or whatever it may be. And they have had to actually hold that deep inner confidence in the face of a lot of thinking that's going in a different direction. So I think the somatic work and the depth of this lineage is an ideal and really a perfect way of training for us to be able to work first with the dying process of other people and then with the dying process of ourselves. Okay, well, it's once again wonderful to be in touch with everybody, and I know those of us here in Crestone very much feel your presence. It's very, very tangible, and we don't know where this lineage is going, but we do know that there are many human hearts that are receiving it. And the folks participating in this online Dathün are very much part of our intimate community. And we send our love, we send our practice, and may we meet in person, may we meet somehow, somewhere in the world. And if we don't meet in the flesh, let us continue to meet in the spirit. So Jessica, thank you, for putting these questions together. And again, we'd love feedback from you guys. What's happening? How are you receiving what we're doing here? And we're already talking about next year, and any suggestions you have would be really helpful.
Thank you, Reggie.
Let's close with a bow.